so much YouTube.
Shh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me. Cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get a topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. Cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
All right, people, what's going on? This is your boy. Today we going on with Project Over Mike. It's a good night right here. We got a good topics to talk about, of course. So I want to, I have more people joining me tonight in the usual show like I always do. So I'll introduce them in a little bit. But again, I hope everybody out there is doing well. This is Thursday. Like I said, this is episode 3 of Project Open Mic, where we talk about topics, and tonight's topic is about the boogeyman of called human nature, as you will see in the description. I'm going to talk about the different things, of course. So, with that said, I want to introduce a couple of the members of Project Open Mic as well, too. Until we get certain things, so we just go by. We all met up by and call each other certain names to keep it easy, because we're a community. So let me make sure that you have a how should I say, look at this, the usual mug. So basically we have introducing here, well, we have as you've been heard before, we have Trip, who's, you know, again, he was in one of my videos. He's a fellow from the Caribbean. How you doing, Trip?
Yes, just this foreigner from around the corner.
Yep. Then we have also from California, Anderson, who's also my media head of the media of my thing. So if you want to check out Project Open Mic, of course, on Instagram, Twitter, BitChute, and then we get more stuff. But he's the head of my media group. Is Anderson? How you doing, Anderson?
Good as I can be.
All right. And another person up in, what do you call it? Is it Illinois you are, sir?
I'm near Illinois. I live in Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay, my mistake. So we have, like I said, these are more people who are going to join in Project Open Mic on the, so remember, you can go to Project Open Mic on YouTube and check out what's going on and listen to their opinions as well, because that's the whole point of the Project Open Mic situation, that different people from Andre to Ken to Tessa to many people coming together and we are having a conversation. So with that stated there, I want make sure we have everything that we need for, put it on me for a while so we could talk about this. So this week, I apologize last week for not doing a show. Just been a busy week and something happened and kind of like threw me off my game, but I'm back on it. I got to keep moving forward. I got to keep doing stuff. So, hey, it is what it is. It's kind of, you know, sad how certain things work out without explanation. I wish I could get explanation, but hey, life goes on. So we got to keep on doing it. So with this right now, we're going to be talking about a lot of the topics that hits this week, of course. So this week's topic, we as you can see, when I talk about the boogeyman, because my greatest example of argument when certain people say certain things, yes, are all people different in certain ways, or a person individual? Yes, right. That's why I would say people are stupid, individuals are smart. And also, let me put out this disclaimer for, I don't speak for the usual black community, and the black community don't speak for me. I don't think everybody else here got the same thing, because we have black and Hispanic on this chat right here as well. But in that regard, we're gonna talk about like I said, the boogeyman, because some things just doesn't add up. And not only do they don't add up, I also gotta be careful what people say that there's this demon, this boogeyman, you know, with the whole isms, all the isms out there, that you should fear these isms, and that should hold you back from being the best you can. And I'm not for that, because I don't care for some of the isms as you will hear when we go through here explaining. But with that stated, last week we had a situation, which was, and let me bring it up on the screen here, so you can, so we could have this discussion. Okay, so last week we had another incident. If you want to go, you can go back out and check out. There's a lot of people who've done hoax, and I don't put this person in that same category per se, but still, there's a lot of people who've done hoax, from Jesse Smollett and the lady from Atlanta, and the NAACP, the president of the NCAACP chapter in South Carolina, and another lady in New York who said that a cop raped her, but they had the body cam for 4 hours, and he never, other than to arrest her, it was from she was driving drunk. From then over to the jail, he didn't do nothing else. To now we have this thing with Bubba Wallace. For anybody who don't know, Bubba Wallace is a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, another shrimp guy.
Yeah. Yes. Anyway, we have Bubba Wallace. So we had a part where 2 weeks ago, NASCAR said they're going to get rid of the Confederate flag because of the whole what's going on with the statues and everything else. It's just, it is what it is. But then they're getting rid of the Confederate flag and try to come as together and as a unity and everything. Okay.
Good
all right.
show.
Then you had this incident which I'll let him explain, but it was an incident where a NASCAR driver, Bubba Wallace, who has Richard Petty's old car, 43, which, you know, Richard Petty is a very legend in NASCAR, and he gets that car, and he put on, of course, with all the things going on with Black Lives Matter, he drives a Black Lives Matter car. In in the races, he put a tag on there. They didn't put it on this one this time, but I just want to, you know, say that's what it was. And then there was an incident saying that there was a noose in his garage, seeing that he's the only black, which is weird, half black. He's, you know, mixed, white and black. But anyway, he's the only black driver in NASCAR. So there was an incident of having a noose. Now, I'll say this. I commend all the people who came together, because that's what I'm saying. I didn't see it this time. All the people came together and walked down pit lane with him, with Bubba Wallace, showing that, you know, you could stand together, just like how it was back in the day with Jackie Robinson, and I forgot the other guy name who stand by him. That's cool. Solidarity. That's all right. And when he got the car, I like that, you know, he had a mask on, of course, and he had an American mask. So, hey, you know, good for him that everybody came together on this. Yeah. So I have nothing against that. On this car, he has the U.S. Air Force and everything. So, hey, at that point, I think it's that's cool. But a lot of people had, you know, but a lot of people were skeptic of the whole news thing. And the reason is because of what happened in the past. Is they just give you, as I just named out, a bunch of people who did fake hoax. I also forgot the NFL player who trashed his own restaurant, put the stuff in there, and then said that this happened because, you know, MAGA country and all that stuff. Come to find out, he was the one who trashed his own place for the insurance. These people, I don't get it. Y'all not helping the case, and y'all helping to keep this boogeyman going, which is crazy.
I think that's the point, you know.
I know that is the point. That's what we're gonna be talking about. The point is that the boogeyman is that. So, in the future we'll get our audio synced up way more so the people who are listening right now can listen. I'll figure that out. For right now, they can't listen to some of the audio that I'm playing. So you guys, I'll just let you guys know when it's good to talk. All right.
Right.
But so everybody was like, okay, something's weird, something's off. Something's weird, something's off. So right now we have the problem. Everybody, FBI came in and said that the rope that everybody thought was a noose was a garage door pull. As you can see on the screen, that's what it was. In the garage that Bubba Wallace was, the rope was cut off. So it was there, but the noose was the so-called noose was there from last year and the year before, and they randomly signed the garages because nobody knows who's gonna be. I mean, your contracts and everything. Nobody knows, so it was just weird. But most of the garages in the Talladega place had these called the garage door pull. So we had that. So with that, so with the garage door pull, so it's sad and stuff, but I want to let Bubba Wallace tell you the story first before, like I said, I rather let people say and do my best. Even though I'm not a fan of CNN, I still gotta watch. To be honest, I have to look at different sources to get all kind of stuff to present to you guys every time I do
From
the
the
show.
horse's mouth.
So yes. So right now we're gonna do I'll let CNN, Don Lemon, and Bo Wallace talk about what happened.
And it immediately made and so I'm thinking all the bad things or whatever it could have been that I had done, whatever I said. So he's like, we need to talk in person. So I'm like, okay. So he walks down the motorhome, opens up the door, and the look that he had on his face alerted me in a way that I'll never forget as well. And it's still thinking like, okay, what did I do? Let me know. And now, mind you, I got to the racetrack at, I don't remember what time, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and slept all day just because that's all we were able to do, go straight to my motorhome. That's the only place where I'm allowed to go. I'm not allowed to be in the garage. But the conversation that I had with Steve Phelps was, I would say, and I'm speaking for him, I would probably say one of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing he's ever had to tell somebody. Tears rolling down his face, choked up on every word that he was trying to say, that the evidence that he had brought to me that a hate crime was committed. Never seen the news. I never reported it.
Okay. As you just heard what he just said, Steve Phelps is the president of NASCAR. He just stated that Bubba Wallace just stated he never saw the news. All right? He never saw the news. It was the president of NASCAR that showed him what it was.
Still with him on that.
So I'm like, okay. So understandable. I understand that. But after the FBI has gone through this process and talk about all the, talk about, so there's a news, says the garage pull, which is what you saw right here in this right here. You see that is a garage pull, and that's what it was. Let's pick it up and see what he says at the end. As you can see, but Wallace is saying it right here too.
It's not a garage pool. I've been racing all my life. We've raced out of hundreds of garages that never had garage pools like that. So people that want to call a garage pool and put out old videos and photos of knots being in their as their evidence, go ahead. But from the evidence that we have, that I have, it's a straight up noose. The FBI has stated it was a noose over and over again. NASCAR leadership has stated that it was a noose. I can confirm that I actually got evidence of what was hanging in my garage, over my car, around my picker guys, to confirm that it was a noose, and never seen anything like it. It's not something I talked to my crew chief about. I said, is this something like, I wanted to make sure we weren't jumping the gun, and I said, this isn't a knot. This isn't just a regular old whatchamacallit. He's like, Bubba, this isn't something that can be done within a second of just tying a knot and being on the way. This is something that took time.
So what are you saying here? Are you saying that you don't believe? Do you believe that it was intended for you in that way, or you? What are you saying here?
It was a noose. It was a noose that was whether tied in 2019 or whatever. It was a noose. So it wasn't directed at me, but somebody tied a noose. That's what I am saying.
Okay, so Bubba, and he, yes.
I'm like, Bubba, what's the hubbub, Bub?
Okay, stop. Anyway, I got a question there, sir. You just said the FBI said it noose, though the FBI said it was a garage door pull, but you said it was a noose, and then as you said right there, it was in your. Okay, here's the problem, Bubba. All right, and I'll be honest. I'm a. He did I did a radio interview afterwards, which I didn't get the clip for, where he's like, okay, it's not a noose. I'm gonna let it go. Let's just drop it. So I wish he did it on CNN, where it's more broadcast and people could see it. But I don't like how people do that nonsense. But that was a garage pull. Now, I've said it before again and again. And then everybody talk about this whole noose thing. Look, a lot of noose thing around my neck, I don't care about a rope, okay? I really don't. I don't care. You can put that, whatever, because I'm going to play another clip of something else that somebody else think as well, too. But I don't care about the rope. But I'm saying around my neck, I don't care. Because, again, we're going to get lassos. Are we going to go against bow ties? Are we going to go against anything that does that? So I didn't, like I said, he was on a radio show. I did listen to it. I didn't get a clip of it because I was so busy. But Bubba did came out and said, yeah, it was not that. Let's just squash it. Let's leave it as it is. Which I'm good with that. I am happy that's the case. All right, let's leave it alone. It's not a news. But I have a problem with the president of NASCAR. So Bubba said he did not see the news, quote unquote. You just heard him. I just played a clip of you.
Oh yes.
And even as like I said, CNN shows the investigators show that the loop right there, as you see on the screen. I'll put a better picture. Again, I'll put a better picture on there. Same picture that CNN uses. There you go. I'm showing it right now. I got a question though. Something don't feel right. You're telling me, because the first thing I thought was, I'm not gonna lie with anybody, I thought it was a hoax. I really did. I didn't think it was gonna be a noose in this guy's car, in his garage, or whatever. Second was this. You're telling me that NASCAR, these cars, the equipment around these cars, worth millions of dollars. And you ain't got no video evidence of somebody doing this?
That doesn't look very big to put somebody's head through. I don't know.
Well, it's not that, yeah, but it's to pull on the garage quickly for the cars to go in and out, whatever. That's what it was.
Well,
but you telling me, yeah, but
No
come on.
camera?
No camera for millions of dollars worth of equipment, Konoshi?
yeah, exactly. You have all this money, and you don't have cameras. You don't have high definition cameras.
Oh, they have. Here's the thing. They do.
Oh,
They do.
really?
But of course they. Again, no, they do. They're not gonna let you think that, because again, remember, you don't want nobody going in cheat, stealing, messing with your car, tampering with your car. You remember, you're driving at 200 miles per hour. You want somebody going in to lose a bolt or do? They have cameras for that. So they would have a camera to show this person putting up this noose. Wouldn't it be? Simple sense here.
Yeah.
Just to cover everyone's behind.
Yeah.
Unless they're all in it.
So-
Unless they're all in on the joke.
And that's what I think would happen. Sorry if y'all think, but I think NASCAR did this for publicity.
Yeah.
No
really do.
doubts.
You had the thing with the Confederate. You had the thing with the Confederate flags. You're like, okay, we're gonna ban the Confederate flag. You needed something to say, hey, we are here for the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff to be a solidarity. Which again, I have no problem with what they did, and I honor Bo Waters and the crew for walking down pit lane and doing this. What you see on the screen, nothing. That's awesome. Good. Happy that they
Like
did
you
that.
see,
That's great to show
you
something.
see all the
Go
you
ahead.
see all these corporations, even in the video game industry, with the Call of Duty having Black Lives Matter every time you go into a game. You see all these corporations, all these organizations hop on the whole Black Lives Matter thing because of all the riots. Do you actually really think they actually care about the so-called movement, or do you think they're just using it as a marketing tool, a marketing strategy?
It's a virtuous thing though, because remember, as you guys know, well, you know, on my other channel that I have when I talk about video games, I talked about this same situation that Kenoshi just brought up, and again, they're saying about Black Lives Matter, police brutality, Activision. I give an example, Activision, the people for Call of Duty, like Kenoshi just brought up, Black Lives Matter. Okay, we want to stop police brutality, all right, but then and it's happening to this day still. There are horrible videos of Hong Kong police beating up Hong Kong people because, well, mostly they're Hong Kong police, they're mostly China's police, the CCP, beating up these the people, innocent people, boys, women, children. They don't care. And when a person who was, doing stuff with Activision said Hong Kong Lives Matter, he had one prize money. They took away his $50,000. And they basically ban him. It's
hilarious. Also, while we're on the topic of Hong Kong and China, it's funny that China, one of the Chinese mouthpieces came out and said that America needs to straighten up and they need to get their racial differences in order. But these people will edit out black people in movies. They hate when they see black people in movies. A solid example of the first Star Wars movie of the trilogy and how they kind of hid Finn in their poster.
Kenoshi's correct. What they did with Finn, and also in McDonald's, they banned black people from going into McDonald's. And the person you're talking about was the ambassador from China who said that. And I was laughing. I'm like, wow, ain't that crazy? The popcorn and the kettle metal. How the heck that? What? Seriously, sir? While you right now have war going against Taiwan, Hong Kong, and India at the same time, then also you have slaves for Muslim, Christian, Tibetan, blacks from Africa. Like, they are slaves in the concentration camp in CCP. So I like what people always say about, America's the racist country. No, not by a long shot. And for what I know, there's no laws in. Again, I could be wrong. I'll admit to this, but I have not searched all 147 countries to see if they have a law against slavery. Because once for all, there are more slavery today than back 400 years ago. People say, 400 years ago. No, there's way more slaves now. They're sex slave. They are work slaves, as like we just did with China and everything. Pack mules that they use people to smuggle stuff in, smuggle slaves. Like, heck, as I pointed out, you could go look this up. It's just funny to me. The former DEA of New York, before the one now, was saying stuff about President Trump. Okay, whatever, don't care about that. I'm taking the president out of this. It's funny though, he was saying how the president massages and whatever. Come to find out, he had an Indian sex slave in his basement.
Yes, I remember that now.
Of course.
Wow, that's just crazy to me.
And also, when we talk about Americans being a racist country and 400 years of slavery, which it wasn't 400, it was like 100, 200 years, but whatever. How does the discussion about the African leaders, the African king and queens, selling off their people to the Europeans? It's like, how does that never get into the
Well,
conversation?
not only Europeans, they're selling out to China and Arabs. They were doing it to them. They were doing it to their own self. And let's not forget that. Don't forget that the Egyptians enslaved the Jews and all this stuff. Like it's, I don't know what people think this society is. But there are things to consider.
I question though if this country is that racist, why do people from all over come here?
Well, yeah, because the last there's about 200 sorry, my mistake. Basically about what was it? I think it was 20 million Africans come to America, and there's other countries, of course, that are black who come to America and prosper. And again, black non-American blacks do 100 times better than American blacks as a group. Now, do you have what do you call those again? Exceptions? Yes. But I always call when I see some celebrities say this is a racist country and stuff, but you're rich. Oprah, you worth billions of dollars.
Yeah,
Most of these
there's a guy that we all of us used to. I still associate, but some of us used to associate with, and he's like, yeah, we live in a racist country. It's like, what the heck are you talking about? You're supposedly wealthy. You supposedly own,
You supposedly passed the SATs.
So it's like, what, really? It's funny that the rich black people say this, because I think they get a lot of money off of keeping everybody scared and afraid.
And that's why I call this the boogeyman. Yeah. That's the boogeyman effect of doing that. So that's how it goes. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to play another clip right here. This is in California, where they found, and people say, oh, that's a racist. That's a noose again. So let me play the clip of this right here with the noose set up.
Last week, the mayor of Oakland, California, Libby Schaaf, who tonight is in the running for the worst and most incompetent mayor in the United States, promised a hate crime prosecution after what she described as nooses were discovered in a public park. After a brief investigation by the local TV station revealed they weren't nooses. They were in fact just ropes with loops at the end. They were put up by local residents for exercise.
Out of the dozens and hundreds and thousands of people that have walked by, no one, has thought that it looked anywhere close to a noose. Oh boy. Right, folks have used it for exercise. Folks have, it was really a fun addition to the park.
Yeah. Thousands of people walked by. None of them thought it was a noose because none of them was half as hysterical as Libby Schaaf or half as political.
And that was a black person who was explaining what was in the park. Okay?
You know what? As he was talking, I love it that the person in the background, if you can hear very closely, you could listen to that man saying, "Oh boy, I'd love to see his face," because I'm face palming here right now. I mean, rope exercise in a public park.
Yeah, that basically. Have you seen if the people have seen it? I could show it, but like I said, it's basically if you look gymnastics, they have those rings.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you?
So they put it up so that people were doing pull-ups and stuff like that. That's what they're talking about. Pull-ups, or they just some people do. If you go to YouTube, you see these videos called Like a Boss compilation, where people that do like crazy stunts and everything, and they were doing stuff with that too, with those ropes at the park. You see you see like gymnasts or people who's that flexible go up there and try to do it like in real gymnastics. I'm like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
I would love to have those type of ropes in my park.
So that's what it was. People never had a problem, but we are quick to put up. And she's the mayor. The person you just said is the mayor that said this, and she's the same one who let people go who convicted crimes. But I digress. because they were illegal. Because in California they have the whole thing of a sanctuary city where if you're crime illegal, we let you go, which is stupid. I don't
Wait,
get
wait,
that.
wait. A crime, by their eyes, is not illegal.
Well, this is not the video we're gonna be talking about that. We'll talk about that distantly, because like I said. But my point of saying that is that's how hysterical some of this stuff is going to. Okay. And as I said before, again, I don't like this situation. And again, people might not agree with me, but hey, I'm sorry. Really, I don't like how this is a thing that's most. I guess it's not all, but I don't like how these people keep the boogeyman on you, a noose. Everybody always thinks the noose is something racial. Oh, if you see a noose, it's for a black person or whatever. And that question. I could show you pictures of nooses that was killing. Saddam Hussein was basically killed by hanging. There are pictures from China, from Japan, in places in Africa before even the white man got there. There were people doing this thing, hanging people, Vikings. Remember, go to the gallows, pirates, Blackbeard. It's not, the news is not a black thing. It's a killer thing. It kills any race.
It's not an exclusive thing to black.
It's for anybody who want to do whatever. If it's around your neck, it's gonna and they're gonna hang you. It's gonna kill you automatically, no matter what color you are.
So let me get me straight, Mayor. Are you going to say that the PC game called Hangman is racist?
Well, it's black circle, black limbs, and black.
Oh.
But on a serious note, yeah, it's not that. It's just crazy. And again, people are go, well, they put a noose around them to hurt them like cattle. Again, go back to see Greece. Go back to see Rome. They were doing the exact same thing to Romans and Greeks as well. So, and then when they carry the people them to murder, to have them killed in Greek, they had them in. How you think the person just gingerly walk up to the guillotine?
Nope.
No. They had ropes around their neck and their hands tied so they could push them up there. Okay, it's not a black thing. It's just the rope is just that. And again, that's just the situation.
So you mean to tell me that a scene in The Mummy where Brendan Fraser was about to get, well, actually, technically he got hanged, but he survived. So you mean to tell me that scene doesn't exist?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I got you. So it's just that situation what we got right now. So that's one. Basically, hopefully I will get these guys to join in on this. I don't think this will be a Project Open Mic video. This might be an author video. When you I did a video about Black Lives Matter, the company, the corporation, which I don't have the clip to play right here, but I have another clip, but blacklivesmatter.com. That organization does not stand for black people. I'm telling you right now, I did a video about it, but I'm going to do another video with more people because it was just me, whatever. And I also put it on the screen so we could read all together because it needs to be broken down more. Now, if you want to say Black Lives Matter in certain places, I have no problem with that. Yeah, people get angry, all lives matter. I'll say it again, all lives matter or no lives matter. Because again, if I don't know you, your life don't matter to me in that regard of if you come on my property without me knowing. But I don't think we should kill all kind of people, because there's been the craziest I said it because from since George Floyd has passed away and got killed by Chauvin for what happened. And the thing that does kill me is this: there's been more black people that died after George Floyd.
Isn't that ironic?
By other people than the cops. Do they have cops that did? Yes, but they had nowhere to number as the own black people got killed.
Black people are killing each other more than cops are killing them.
Yeah.
But it's two different. And here's the thing: I'll be honest with everybody. police brutality against black people is one issue. Black people killing black people is another issue. They're not mutually the same, but I get what people, we got to make sure that people understand how that's set up. But if I want police brutality again from something from cops, sorry, I want all police brutality. Because if we get all the bad cops, I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm Hispanic, and then a cop like, oh, well, he's Hispanic, so let me not beat him. No, I want because that same cop is gonna be that bad cop is gonna have kid gloves for the black people, but then Hispanic, white, Asian. No, just give it a bad cops. That mentality, because again, the day gonna happen, they're gonna flip. So give it all bad cops the best you can. You can't get 100%, but we need to test more. I need to get these bad cops up. We need more police officers in, but we do need to get rid of the bad thing, because again, there are bad doctors out there who left stuff in people's body and everything. We need to stop them. Excuse me. They got bad nurses who never gave people who got tired and got fed up, and they've gave people in the elderly homes their medicine that they need to get and everything. They're bad people all around. It just is. So right now, I just want to play this little clip here. We'll talk about it more when we get to this video. But this little clip here is basically, these are the leaders. These two of the leaders. It's three leaders. They were 2 women and a man. The ideology of BlackLivesMatter.com, the organization.
Before you do, let me just make the statement. There's a difference between supporting the statement Black Lives Matter and this organization Black Lives Matter.
That's what I said.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's literally what I just said. But it's all right. So let me put it back to that screen and get that back up there.
I think of a lot of things. The first thing I think is that we actually do have an ideological frame. Myself and Alicia in particular are trained organizers. We are trained Marxists. We are super versed on sort of ideological theories. And I think that what we really try to do is build a movement that could be utilized by many, many Blacks.
Many Blacks is what she said. So that's the Black Lives, the organization, as Anderson just pointed out.
Does anyone even know where the money they take goes to?
Yes, we do. I'll talk about that.
I just stopped the moment when she said that they're trained Marxists. I'm like, that's it. I'm out.
Yeah, that's pretty ironic for people who despise white people and despise what Europeans did to them. I'll have cling to a European ideology or a European philosophy.
Well, Karl Marx was basically was Russian, and as we said before, he had some weird, and he didn't like black people. So it's kind of weird that an organization who say Black Lives Matter is listening to a guy who didn't like black people, but he's white. How that makes sense?
Blame the schools.
That is true. The schools are part of the problem. I'm not going to deny that part.
I'm like, how does that work?
Like, if you're so against white people, why wouldn't you just come up with your own, economic and political philosophy apart from any sort of European influence? Wouldn't that make a lot more sense to something that's particularly yours rather than...
Oh wait, Kanoshi, are you basically telling them to go back to Africa?
Well, I mean, they might as well.
Yeah, that's step one. That's the first step.
Well, that's always an option.
I'm not saying that's an option. I'm not saying that. Okay,
I'm just joking.
I'm just saying.
I am just joking, by the way.
I am saying that that is kind of weird for people who say they want for Black Lives Matter, talking for black people and everything, and they listen to and they're trained. You heard what she said. I'm a trained Marxist. Listen to Karl Marx, who also said, yeah, we're gonna. He didn't like black people, and he was part of the bourgeoisie and setup, and his system, Marxism, has never worked.
And will never
so
will.
His philosophy, It'll in a way, the only way it works is if funny enough, the only way Marxists work if you are a slave.
Yeah.
That's the only way. That's the only way.
And the reason, one of the biggest reasons it didn't work is because a lot of those powerful guys in the Communist Party wanted to be the slave masters. They didn't want to be they felt like the slaves, and they wanted to take the place of the who they thought were the slave masters. So it was more about power than it was about equality.
Yep. Well, I said just stay in the what it is, how that worked out.
Oh yeah, and they also ended up killing their own partners who ended up going into power, helping them get to power because they knew too much. They couldn't be around.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
They can't share?
Well, no, it's human, and that's why I put it human nature, because they're not human nature. People are not going to do that. There's some people who could go against it, and I don't have nothing against that, but there's some people who just no. It just, that situation is how it's set up. So with that said, we're going to go into, you're going to hear audio a little bit, just for those who are listening. I apologize for that. Because I want to, I want to, let's put it on me for a second.
It's like they basically wanted to set up a mission to prove themselves to fail.
Business.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was correct. So let's go into another thing right here. Let's go into chaz. Now, this is one of the best arguments. We just talked about it. This is one of the best arguments about human nature. When I do argue, I always argue from human nature because we see what people do. That's why my phrase "people are stupid, individuals smart" came from, because I recognized this back when I was young, in my early 20s, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. What is going on here? From
the film Men in Black. Sorry.
Technically, no, it was not from the Men in Black. It's basically, I saw that from since 9/11. Well, a little bit in high school in Charlotte Amalia, but mostly 9/11 when I was like, wait a minute, a building's on fire. Why are people going towards the building? It's a skyscraper's thing. Most of the people who died in September 11 were people who voluntarily walked up with the building fell on them.
It's like moth to flame.
So they basically voluntarily walked to their death.
That's what I'm saying.
And this was before smartphones, where everyone had a camera on them.
So the thing that came is like, if I see a building on fire, I'm not, unless it's my family to say I'm gonna try it. But this was in New York, so I am not going towards a burning skyscraper. I'm going the opposite way.
Safety.
Just like also there are videos too of people when the tsunami hit in Thailand, that when the water receded, people walk and you seen fish flopping on the sand. They were flopping on the sand because they're trying to get the air and everything. People was walking out like, wow, look at that. This is weird. This is crazy. And I was like, that's not normal. Get the heck out of there. And that's why most of that, other than the people in India, Sri Lanka, whatever, because they didn't, that's normal how their lowlands got killed. But most of the tourism and stuff, they got killed because they walked out into the sand, beyond the beach shoreline. And when the water came back, they got killed.
Yeah. People just aren't that smart. This is why I tell people not to put faith in humanity. They'll let you down.
Well, no. You can put faith in humanity. That's different. I just say don't put humanity as a deity.
Yeah,
because they're not.
That's different, because I got faith in my. I have faith in. You can put faith in like a friend or put a faith in something like certain people will do certain things. So you
To an
could do that.
individual.
But
Smart.
you go do it to an individual. You go do it just you go do it to the individual most time. Yeah, but it's just when you see people try to put these people as a deity, which I'm going to talk about at the end of this thing, really. So let's go into the chaz. The chaz. So this is funny because I have to play this because of this, because I'm like, wait a minute. These are again my base answer for human nature, but so let's take a tourist ride. And again, you guys ain't gonna hear, but you'll see it in a replay. But other people is. So let's take a tourism around the city of Chaz, shall we, or Chop, or you know what? I'll let the tourism industry of Chaz talk to you guys. It'll be more easier for them.
Oh, cheesy.
Welcome to the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, the Capitol Hill Organized Protest, CHOP. That's just way less cool sounding. Before you enjoy our world-class tourism destinations like the Black Lives Matter mural, the Smoking Zone, glorious Porta Potty Row, and this segregated garden, there are a few things that you should be aware of before experiencing the freedom of autonomy. First off, when you arrive, you'll be greeted by our armed guards. Now, while we believe nobody needs an assault rifle and the Second Amendment is completely unnecessary in CHOP, well, there's no need for concern. Those AR-15s are only for our own protection, and yours as well. Next, before you can experience autonomy, you will need to pass through our border wall. Unlike voting, a valid form of ID will be required for passage into our autonomous zone. Once again, we'd like to remind everyone that while border walls are inherently racist, the one that protects Chaz, it's not. It's simply to protect us from foreigners, the Seattle government, and terrorist cells like the Seattle Police Department. So, what can you expect from a vacation in Chaz? CHOP. Well, once you're inside, you'll finally be able to enjoy the freedom of autonomy and experience what the Seattle mayor has called a block party, a new summer of love. You'll get to interact with our incredibly diverse population, including, but not limited to, literal soy boys, anti-racists who violently suppress speech they disagree with by attacking random people, almost like a fascist. This gender-neutral LGBTQIAAP2S activist who probably still uses Tumblr, the Power Rangers, and best of all, no Republicans. Experience the unique sensation of total autonomy, except, of course, if you need food, electricity, running water, emergency services, health professionals, and the fire department, but there's no police. And that fire department was only called once, just to put out a dumpster fire, so it's all Gucci. While rapes and thefts are on the rise, so also are our spirits. So come on, join the quest for an impractical and ridiculous tomorrow. We don't know where we're going, but we're going to limit who actually gets to go there. Visit Chaz CHOP today, where anarchy meets family.
Okay, that you know what? Hey, CHOP sound like a nice CHOP sound like a nice place, don't it?
Yeah, especially with that magical pizza box garden that they got going on.
Exactly. So let me get this straight. This is why I argue human nature and how
But you
things
said
are. So let's
the wall is racist, but theirs are not?
Well, let's talk about that.
Sorry.
So let's talk about Chaz CHOP. Okay? So here we go. So these are the people who say we're against guns.
And yet you're using
an AR-15. Wait. And the AR-15 is a scary weapon. Okay. I see scary weapons here. AR-15s. For Chaz, I thought you guys don't like these scary guns.
Yes, you would think it would be a no gun zone.
Yeah.
Did I forget the memo? Excuse me.
No. You didn't forget the memo, but they just said they don't want that. So it's funny. you don't like guns, you got guns, and then you have that, and you created your own police. You say you don't like the police. Okay. The next one is crossing the border of Chaz. Seattle Autonomous Zone ID checks and celebrations.
Wait, but I thought IDs are racist.
I thought so too. But again, remember, they say black people don't know how to get IDs to vote. So it's kind of weird, but you need ID to and go through their thing. And also they built walls. Trump was evil for the walls, but they built walls.
Hold on, but at the same time, if you don't have IDs, that means you can't get tracked. That means you're supposed to be free. Freedom, right?
They don't believe in freedom, so let's not even go there. Right. But they had their walls. They had their barriers. The first thing they do, they put up their barriers, and they have border guards with pistols aim at your head.
So,
but the border patrol between Mexico and America now, that's evil. That's bad. Let's not do that.
Yes, you're just like you're basically setting up the very same thing you called as bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's strike number 2.
Yep. Next thing, which I will play a clip of this because this is hilarious. The mayor said this is a black party. Ooh, not a black party I want to go to. Y'all could keep that. And they had, and of course, they had to bring people in there. Of course, bring food, pizza, all kind of stuff, and people was getting robbed. The tents, they thought everything was gonna be all cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bunch of kids just thinking that they knew everything, that haven't really experienced anything. They think they know how the world works.
All right. You know what? I might as well go to a Renaissance fair because that sounds a whole lot better than this. I'm sorry. Waitress, check please.
Yeah, you can do that. So with that statement as well too, we have, of course, as you can see on the screen, I thought we're supposed to all live together. Whatever, they segregated. So they have a garden. So they have a segregated garden. This is a garden for black people, and I can tell you right now, I wouldn't even want to eat from this garden.
Exactly.
So let me get it straight. Other people get pizzas and food and all this stuff, but I get this garden? No. You guys could get crazy in that. But there's an experiment of human nature. People say opposite and did exactly what they don't like. Funny how that works, because it's human nature. It is human nature. So let's go and now listen to what remember, this is what the mayor said. And I spliced up some clips together so you can see remember, this is what the mayor said. So President Donald Trump said that, because another thing that came when people took it out of context, of course, when you read what he said, which is true, what he said, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, which is true, because if you come loot my house, you're going to get shot. You come rob my store, you're going to get shot. He was correct. He was trying to say, let's not get to that point, but people took it another way, which is so stupid.
You go grab, someone go pow, pow.
Or pew, pew, which we'll talk about. So right now, let's go into what this
right here.
The
situation on the ground in your city, but in terms of how it looks to the rest of the country and the president teeing it up as basically ineptitude, the inability to control your own streets. Is that fair criticism?
So I know it will shock you that the president is perhaps not giving an accurate or truthful picture. We've got 4 blocks in Seattle that you just saw pictures of that is more like a block party atmosphere.
Delete them. It's not a video. I'm gonna take them. It's not a video, dude. Stop. Okay, stop. I'm heading out. You're gonna stop. No, it's ow. Help.
What do you mean help, bro? Who's gonna help?
We are the ones that are helping. It's a live stream.
It's not an armed takeover.
Oh, shit.
It's not a military junta.
Somebody over the age of 18 know how to use a gun? Just take the clip out and put it back in.
Yo, no one's gonna like fucking ask me walking in here with an after.
Nah, just come right back in.
Hell nah, bruh.
Keep the barrel down.
Hey, keep that down.
We will make sure that we can restore this, but we have block parties and the like in this part of Seattle all the time. It's known for that. So I think the president, number one, there is no threat right now to the public, and we're looking.
9 o'clock this morning, and the table was covered in blood, and they told me that table wasn't covered in my little brother's blood. Well, my little brother was the only one that died here. My little brother was the only one that was carried to a table here. The other victim drove themselves to the hospital.
How long do you think Seattle in those few blocks looks like this?
I don't know. We could have the summer of love.
Okay. You heard that now. All right. A summer of love, the mayor said. Trump don't know what he's talking about.
You know?
Summer of love. All that stuff. I got a question, and Mayor Jenny Merkin. It's funny. I was Darkins, I should say. Yes, that I laugh at that because, of course. And you know what's funny about this? Again, let's add a cherry on top of this stupid Sunday, like I just explained, of the hypocrisy of this chaz was. The first person who died was what? Oh yeah, a black person.
Of course, yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
Well, remember, only certain Black Lives Matter.
And Chip could tell you, Chip, when this thing started, and I not said, I won't be surprised the first person to get shot is a
You
black
are
person.
100% correct, and I wish we could have. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there because I was like, for the love of Mary, please prove him wrong, and I'm like, nah.
I wonder what happened. I wonder if he was running his mouth and somebody got short-tempered and they decided to take care of him.
Well, that one was the first game was a black person. They had 5 shootings. 2 black people have died. One a man. One is a kid. The other kid is in critical condition. One is 16. The other is a 14-year-old. So here's the funny part: the crime rate. Black people have the skyrocket. One, there's rapes and everything too, which a lot of people don't want to think. But the thing that killed me is the murder rate. As bad as Chicago is, Chaz has a murder rate over 50% because 3 black people basically got shot and 2 died. Not white. Not else. That's just what it was. So as this point, as the day has come to now, Chaz Chop has been taken apart. It was done in 1 hour, which is
funny
which is funny. All these talks, all this stuff, and of course you saw the clip right there. Again, this is the guy who was a warlord set up the Raz. The guy who was the head was a black man or black rap, whatever, driving a Tesla, so he has money.
Wow.
And he gave this kid, like I said, Black Lives Matter, but you give a white kid an AR-15 who don't even know how to use the daggone thing.
Doesn't even know how to hold it.
He didn't know how to hold it. Exactly. Trip is correct. He wasn't even know how to hold it.
Wow.
Can you see the hypocrisy and the stupidity?
I wonder if he got his 800K that he was thinking, that he was negotiating with the city for because he wanted to rep.
Hell no, he did not.
Or something like that. Oh,
nope.
Man.
So, and then I love this. Now, again, I hate the media for a certain reason. So I'm gonna play a clip, and I'll play next clip.
Before you play that clip, there's Raz and his other cohorts that devise this whole thing. Are they gonna get charged? Are they gonna go to jail?
I doubt that.
See after we're talking about.
I doubt that.
I say the mayor said that she wants it shut down. She didn't say anything about getting anyone arrested. So there's your.
Oh, people got arrested. No, people got arrested, but there was people who were literally in front of the cops. They got arrested. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, Raz was like, "Okay, time to pack this up. I'm
Yeah,
going
he was
home.
the smart one.
Yep, I'm out of here. Y'all can go ahead and do this. The game is over. So let's bounce.
Oh, what? I mean, this guy is supposed to be a SoundCloud rapper and a super host for Airbnb. What if he was just using this as a publicity to get money? I mean, what? I wonder if he cared about the so-called movement.
I doubt.
No, most of these people don't. Come on.
So he was just.
Most of these people.
So
do
he's
not.
just nothing more than a grifter. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, human nature. You're going to. I mean, you're going to do what you do to get money, to get popularity, to get whatever. Just human nature.
Because the polite term is an opportunist.
Yes. So let me play this clip of this is the reason Jenny Durkin said you're gonna hear her say why she shut down Chaz other than the shootings. This is what she said.
Many of them have barely survived the COVID shutdown, and businesses need to open. Many of them have barely survived the COVID shutdown, and they and their employees are ready to get back to work, and they should be allowed to do so. The organizers at Capitol Hill have concluded that they should not gather overnight. We need to disrupt the cycle of violence.
Okay. I got a question. She's saying, oh, now because of COVID, we need to get people back up there, blah, blah, blah. You want to know the honesty of why she did this? Because the protesters went to her house.
Oh, of course.
That's why she shut down
So
Chaz.
she can't even say the truth.
Yeah, it's all.
When she went.
All these cowards that are, rooting for these riots, all these famous people in their cozy houses in their gated communities. It's all fun and games until the rabble rousers come at your gates. Then it's get these animals out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's just give you the timeline. The Chaz come to her house in a gated community. Only then Chaz was shut down, not before. So food for thought right there.
Well, again, it's the whole thing. As I said, the rules for thee, not for me. Just how it is. So when the regular people who was getting hit, brutalized, killed, raped, assaulted, or they can't open their job, the regular people in that neighborhood, the C block, they were the problem. But when you come knocking out that door, that changed everything, did it? As I did with the video, with the other video I showed last time, where he was like, "Oh, burn down the building," but then it's like, "Oh, keep these animals away from me." Funny how that works, ain't it?
Get off my porch.
Yeah. So that's one thing to bring up in that regard. Now, another thing let's keep this. I want to keep this thing with. I want to let you listen to. There's a guy named Colin Noir, and he's gonna talk about this story more better because again, the news media, CBS, said that these couple were pointing guns at protesters. No, they were not. Well, to be honest, the lady was, but not after the people broke in to their gated community and broke the gates and went on their property and said they're going to kill them. Well,
Right, and it seems like that gate had a sign on it. No trespassing.
It was private property, and these are iron Roth gates. They're not easy. I know what iron Roth gates. They're not easy to break. So you were just being jerks. So I'll let Colin Noir tell you the story more better than I could in that regard.
In a gated neighborhood. In a viral video, the couple, identified as personal injury lawyers Mark and Patricia McCloskey, are shown holding a rifle and pistol, respectively, on the front lawn of their home Sunday. They pointed the weapons at protesters but did not fire. Mark McCloskey later told local news station KMOV the protesters rushed towards his home during dinner and threatened to kill his family and dog and burn his house. Authorities said the couple saw weapons in the crowd and armed themselves in response, according to the Associated Press. No charges have been filed. Police say an investigation is ongoing, but the case is being treated as trespassing and intimidation by protesters.
First things first, peaceful protests or not, the protesters were trespassing. In Missouri, unlawfully entering someone's property or staying on their property without their permission means you've committed the offense of trespass if the property owner gives you notice that you can't come onto the property. They can give this notice by installing a fence, telling a person that they can't enter, or posting a no trespassing sign. There was a gate with a sign that said private street access limited to residents and another sign that said private street, no trespassing. And no one let the protesters into the neighborhood. They just opened or broke the gate and marched in. And thus, they were trespassing. As for the husband and wife, the husband's gun handling in this situation was recklessly atrocious, but he still had every right to do what he did. Missouri is an open carry state, and he was on the property. So if he wanted to carry his rifle while standing on his property with no shoes on and a pink polo as a precaution to the protest, have at it, Chief, because that's his constitutional right, whether you like it or not. His wife, however, is a different story. There is a huge difference between carrying a firearm and pointing a firearm. This is carrying a firearm. This is pointing a firearm. This is someone exercising their constitutional right. This is someone possibly committing an assault. I say possibly because I wasn't there. I don't know what was being said to her. Someone in the crowd may have directly threatened her life, and if you take their word for it, that's what they said happened. But it's he said, she said at this point.
Mark McCloskey says the protesters smashed through gates on their street, and this is all private property. He also says that he and his family were threatened. Now, we did check the area this morning. You can see the wrought iron gate is now gone. There is a chain link gate up with a pink ribbon on it.
As soon as I said the words private property, it enraged the crowd. There was then a horde of people coming through the broken gate. I mean, the gate was broken in pieces. I've sent you the photographs of it. And there were, I don't know how many people, there was a tremendous number of people, all angry, all shouting, all coming towards us.
Just understand, if you're going to point your gun at someone, you better be doing it because your life is in immediate danger and not because you just want to scare or intimidate someone, because that, my friend, is assault. Not to mention how incredibly dangerous it is to point a gun at someone while your finger's on the trigger, ever. But let's get to the deeper issue of this situation. I am very pro-protest because I believe the First Amendment is protected by the Second Amendment. That being said, as peaceful as this protest may or may not have been, once you start bringing that type of energy to people's homes, don't be surprised when the guns come out. In my mind, people's homes should be off limits. People have families. Your house should be a place of peace and rest. And when you start interfering with that sanctity, people get viciously defensive. Also, am I the only person who finds it ironic that there are people losing their minds over the fact that this couple pulled out guns after 200 to 500 people showed up in their private community when one of the main reasons these people were there was because the mayor put out people's personal information and address into the public?
But there are a lot of people upset with Mayor Crewson outside of the crowd. ACLU called it a shocking and misguided that she would release the addresses of people looking to defund the police. Alderwoman Megan Green even tweeted and said the mayor's move was quote unquote not cool. Alderwoman Kara Spencer also chimed in saying no leader should resort to intimidation. Know that she is challenging Mayor Crewson for her job title.
Yes, 500 protesters breaking your gate into your gated community after seeing how fast some of these protests, not all, but some, can dissolve into pure chaos is scary as hell. And if it were my house, you shouldn't be surprised if you see me standing outside my house looking like an African warlord with Future playing over a loudspeaker. However, withstanding all of that, this is not okay unless she was actually being attacked or her life was being threatened. And I didn't see that in the video, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I just didn't see that in any of the video. Long story short, both of these two need some serious gun training ASAP. The husband had every right to do what he did, as he didn't intentionally point the gun at anyone. Intentionally being the operative word. And we need more facts to determine if his wife was justified in pointing the gun intentionally the way that she did. And to the protesters, understand, you have a right to protest, and I agree with that right. But you can't be surprised by situations like this when you're protesting in a gated private community or any residential community at that. there were 200 to 500 people. You may be peaceful, but there may be other people in that sea of 200 to 500 who are not. I don't trust large crowds. I don't care if they're there to see the Pope. I'm looking at everyone suspiciously. I'm not saying that you could just shoot people simply for trespassing, but please believe, once you start protesting in people's neighborhoods, everyone there will be on super high alert. Right now, there's a culture war against the Second.
And what he said is correct. Don't be going to people's houses and people are like, oh, protest. That's why in the first video when I say control chaos, I explained the whole thing of people saying, but oh, all protesters. No. They're protesters, they're anarchists, they're antagonists, they're different people. And 500 people coming through, it only takes like 2 or 3 people to make it go crazy.
Yeah. Especially the one that's leading
so
it.
So if it's one leading or whatever, but a good example, the news, the NPR, once they found out that they got caught, again, the news media in this country is getting crappier and crappier. And was it Povero? Was it Trip? Pavo or Povero? Pavo. I think it's Pavo.
Yeah.
It was in Pavo where there was a group of people going down, testing down the street. Now, this guy did not know that there was a protest because these people are not doing the protest by telling people they're going to do whatever. They just pop up and block the streets off. So he was turning away from the protest. They ran up around and surrounded his truck and on his truck. He didn't do nothing to run the gas or nothing. But then somebody came up behind, took a gun and shot him.
Why would you do that?
Black Lives Matter thing. Does he belong to the organization? Do you mean no? But it's one person that did that took it to the next level. So you don't trust nobody. So in this regard, that's what's going to happen. A group of people, and there's a few people inside of this that's just that's going to destroy stuff and escalate more than that. And this is a white couple. I'll give you example. Let me give you an example of a black person now.
I will have to say that. Lady, that is one nice silver Walther PPK. I'm envious, but I digress.
Yeah. But this is not only a white people thing. Let me play the clip right now. This is black people too.
Get off of my porch.
This is how Los Angeles County District Attorney Jackie Lacey's husband David greeted protesters outside their home Monday morning.
Off of my porch. I will shoot you.
Okay, so that's a black person. You going up to he's right. Because he don't know who's in that crowd. And like, oh, are you gonna shoot me? How about you not? I don't know. Get up, be on my porch. A bunch of you, a crowd of you. I don't know who you are gonna do.
Now this chap, he meant business.
Yeah, I think there's this law I know Florida has and various other states have, like castle doctrine, that essentially if you trespass, you're allowed to blow them away.
Yes.
You won't go to jail.
Well, again, and like I said, just like how the guy ran up and shot that person in the car, just like that. And I've showed video of just people doing that as well to the cops and everything. Hell, I got a video sadly, I got a video where this cop was standing there. Of course, they were there blocking, whatever, and somebody throw liquor on him and lit him on fire. I was like, geez.
Oh boy.
Y'all, I have the video. I'll show it in the next thing. But I'm like, what is wrong with you people? And again, most cops though, like in Lewis, in that same place we get in Lewis, some of those cops make $20,000 to $25,000 a year, and I'm gonna lose my life for that? No, sorry. That's a negative on that. But let's get to let me show you something that is hilariously funny to me. Give me a second right here, because I want to show this on here, and let me help people out. All right, on the screen you see something, and I laugh at this. I'm not. It's sad. I ain't laugh, but it's sad. So the Minneapolis City Council votes to abolish police. 12 to 0. All of them vote to abolish the police. Okay?
Well,
but hires police to protect them. Okay, so you don't get no police.
Oh no!
But
You have to say it right. You don't want the police. Okay, we'll take them from you.
yeah, but let's be honest. They're not doing this in that regard. No, you don't want the police. All right, we don't get the money, but we want police because we know y'all are crazy, very crazy.
You know what? Sorry, but it seems like that that person on the left kind of looks crazy, but I could be wrong.
So here's the thing: three city council members are then hire private security with taxpayers' money. Taxpayers' money,
of course.
So you don't get your stuff, but they get the thing. Now here's the funny part about there's two stuff that kill me about this. Let me go over the one that's a pain in the butt. They are getting private security, right? $4,500 a day.
Wow.
A day. You times that by a year. You know how much you're paying for just 3 people's security? $1.65 million a year.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's how much you're paying to protect 3 people. Nevertheless, you could take that same money and protect a whole city or a block, but nope. And the reason they justify this, because I'm going to help you out right here.
They're the higher class.
What are they? No, well, that, but also two of these things are not like the other. Two of these things are not the same. The one on and this is why this is the reason why I played that clip last week of Mayor Lightfoot, because she was voted in because she was in a Democratic state. She was voted in because she is homosexual, which I don't know what her sexuality got to do with her how she think, but these people think craziness.
No wonder this person's appearance looks funny to me, but I digress.
The funny thing is this: the one that's on the right that I'm pointing out right now is a female who transgendered to a male.
What? Oh.
And the one that's on the left is a male that transgendered into a female.
Oh.
I will say the one on the right, yeah, she could fake it real good.
Not really.
Well,
not really.
For appearance alone.
They all look like they belong in an insane asylum. All 3 of these people.
Oh, I did not want to say it.
Well, the inmates are running the asylum now.
It's
basically, yeah.
It's time to bring back the sanitariums.
I don't know, but that's the crazy part. Okay, that's crazy number 1. So that's how that's set up right there. Here's another one I'm gonna bring up as we switch to the next topic. As we switch to the next topic, let me give me a second right here. So yeah, you telling me that makes any sense? $1.6 million dollars. They should not get threatened. They should not, whatever. I don't care that they're trans or not. They should not get threatened.
Yeah,
you should not do
don't do that.
But I'm telling you, this is just the Salem. The craziness is as they said. This is Arkham, basically.
Well,
this is Arkham.
Bat crazy here, but I digress.
Yep, it's a bat crazy. All right, it's a bat crazy. So let me see. There we go. So also in Oregon, here we go again. So in Oregon, they came out and said that black people should not wear masks.
What?
Only white people should wear masks. From the health department, from the deputy health department in Oregon in Lincoln County says that. Okay, that's what they said. Okay, Now, I wish I could make this bigger for you. I can't. It's just what it is. But I'm gonna read. The person who came up with that idea is this person that's on the screen right here. Let me see if I could. This person you see on the screen is, of course, the chairperson for the health department who said that. And of course, that person you're looking at, if you think you're correct, you are correct. That is a man who transgender to a woman.
We are ruled by creatures, aren't we? God dang, these creatures. How do these creatures? How do these creatures get into, these sort of positions of authority?
I'll say this to anybody out there. Again, no disrespect, but seriously, if you can't be cool with you being where you were born as, I don't know how gender dysphoria, I get it. And if it's a grown person that does it, it's good. But if you have that kind of thinking and you're the health director, I don't want you working on me. I don't want you to tell me no health. And what you just said of nobody wears a mask, black people don't wear a mask again. And then they're the same people will say, oh, well, black people die disproportionately from the COVID. Yes, but you're telling them not to wear a mask. That don't make sense.
You would think it'd be the other way around, but you're basically saying that we're targeting these dark skinned communities. That's literally what you're saying.
So that is just weird, in my opinion.
Oh wait. Sorry. Where's the Black Lives Matter at for this?
It's a part. No, well, the Black Lives. Remember, if you go through their doctrine of blacklivesmatter.com, the organization, they are for that. That's what they want. They're not for black males. They specifically said they are for mothers, parents, and the trans community. But then funny you can't say male.
Okay, but then the black females, they're the ones who gets affected by this as well.
Well, why are you trying to make sense out of nonsense?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Got to stay stupid.
All right. Here's the thing. So here we go again. Remember this. They said suddenly, public health officials say social justice is more better than distance. So these remember when you wanted to go and get your job, when you wanted to keep your factory open or your business open or whatever, a haircut. When you wanted to do that, you're killing grandma. You're killing grandma and everybody else. But if you're going where there's thousands of people coming together, wearing masks, not most of them wearing masks and stuff like that, you can do it. These are health people in power telling you that they could do it. And this is not even a crazy part, because again, that don't make no sense. So I'm gonna there's another person named Tim Pool. You can listen to him, but here's a study that just got released that makes no sense again. But that's what they want to play. So I'll play what he says. I'll just let him go.
Never gonna do a video on the coronavirus ever again, because after all of these protesters came out in the tens of thousands and they started saying, oh, well, we're braving COVID, we understand the risks, totally undermining their entire argument about the anti-lockdown protesters, I said, you know what? There is nothing you can say to make me ever care about COVID again. The hypocrisy, the stunning hypocrisy. U.S. lockdown protests may have spread virus widely, cell phone data suggests. Oh, we all saw the news. We all saw what they said. If you believe you have a right to go out and the government can't lock you in your home, figuratively, or shut your business down, you were killing grandma. But when the Black Lives Matter protests erupted, they said that actually you were fighting for justice and risking getting sick yourself. Now, I'll tell you what, after that, I said, I don't care. That's it. I literally don't care anymore. You are not going to, I'm not paying attention. You know what? Restaurants are starting to open up. We'll see what happens. But now they're announcing there's another wave coming. Well, even in the face of all this news about the second wave, I said, no, I am not going to do a video about it. But how would you like to see an article that not only makes me very interested in the coronavirus. This is an article that not only undermines your constitutional rights, the entirety of the arguments made by the left when it came to basically every single thing that happened over the past several months, but what I'm about to show you is literally a punch in the face to every American who wants to run a business, go for a walk, and believes in their constitutional rights. While The Guardian and other outlets were claiming about a month ago that your protests were spreading the virus potentially, here's the latest story. This is the story from the Colorado Sun. As you can see, it is a certified NewsGuard source. The Black Lives Matter protests may have slowed the overall spread of the coronavirus in Denver and other cities, a new study finds. While the protests brought thousands of people together, they likely caused many more to stay home. A research team, including a University of Colorado Denver professor, concluded. I kid you not. If you protest and you say no lockdown, well, then you are spreading the coronavirus. Now, if you do literally the same thing, but the words that come out of your mouth are different, you're slowing the virus now. What? You know, I saw another story. They were like, we believe the coronavirus causes diabetes. What? Does anybody know what this thing is or is doing at this point? I am fed up. I said I wouldn't do a video about it. I said I was done. But this is not just a step over the line. This is them jumping so far past the line. They're breaking Olympic records. Black Lives Matter protests slowed the overall spread of the coronavirus. Let me break this down for you one more time. If you go outside with a large group of people and huddle together and then say the words no lockdown, everybody all of a sudden gets infected with COVID. Grandma's running for cover. She's diving behind rocks. The virus is floating through there. You can see it. It's a green cloud. I'm exaggerating, by the way. I'm joking. Now, if you go outside, stand with a bunch of people and say Black Lives Matter, well, then the coronavirus shrieks and dissipates into the air and everybody is all better. How could these stories simultaneously exist?
They can't. As Tim puts out, again, he's correct. And that's what kills me about these people who saying this stuff, this virus.
You know, it's not even just a punch to the face. It's the punch to the gut and balls, if you have one.
Yeah, I mean, as it pertains to the coronavirus, I know that there are people out there that are worried about the coronavirus, and there are certain YouTubers I know that are fighting against people that are throwing around disinformation about the coronavirus. But I wish people would just start asking questions and start, at least wondering about all these inconsistencies. Because how was it that they were telling everybody to stay home, and that when the Michigan protests happened, they were calling them racist, and they were calling them reckless, and they were gonna get everybody sick. And then when the riots and the protests happen, they're called stunning and brave. Like, can't anybody see through the nonsense of all this? I'm not saying the coronavirus isn't real, but something, I forgot who said this, but never let a good crisis go to waste.
Oh, that was I forgot the name from Democrats.
Someone said it on CNN.
No, it was CNN. No, it was not CNN. It was not Robert Boyovich. It was Barack Obama's campaign manager who said that.
Forgot the name.
I forgot his name of him, but he's the one who said it. Never let a good crisis go to waste.
Like, I'm with Tim Pool in this, and yes, Kanoshi, I do hope that people would actually start asking questions about this. But what I'm seeing for the most part is they don't give them anymore, which that's kind of worse. But hey, isn't that what you guys wanted? A total society shutdown?
Oh yes. Speaking of that, we jump into that one. But as you can see, it doesn't make no sense. You are a healthcare person. You are the HSS and everything. You want to stop. You think your job is to stop this virus, or at least quell it. You ain't gonna stop it because the whole virus has really worked, but quell it. But then you want to make your job harder. I say everybody stay home so we can make your job easier. But then you say, oh, but for this, you keep on going. And then you won't be. And then I'm shocked that a lot of black people in America are killing. When George Floyd happened, a lot of people was marching. A lot of people. There was tens of thousands of people marching with the funerals and everything. That's a lot of people transferring around. A majority of black people, other than gun violence or abortion, they have heart disease, diabetes, whatever, which is the next thing that kills them. And if you add COVID to that, which is a covidity, you will die from that. Okay, you have a compromised immune system.
And speaking, and I was, again, I don't know if these screenshots are real or somebody could have, but I was reading some screenshots that were sent to me through Facebook Messenger of people saying my aunt, uncle, or sister died from a heart attack or from cancer or from a life-threatening injury, and they wrote it down at the hospital as COVID. They died from COVID-19. You just got.
I've seen those too.
And you throw your hands up and you wonder, okay, what the hell is going on? What is actually going on?
Well, what happened was, and I am gonna do a podcast straight about the timeline of COVID, because it's just ridiculous, and that's why people are losing how that worked, because a lot of the hospitals was set up to just do COVID. They wouldn't even do screening, cancer, all that stuff. They told them to go someplace or whatever. Hell, is anybody gonna call the governor Cuomo for when he sent COVID patients to senior homes? I'm like, why would you do that?
Just
being that 80% of the people who died from COVID are senior citizens.
I mean, just listening to that sentence, that one sentence, I'm like, well, you just carried out all these seniors' death sentence.
So I keep hearing that cases keep going up, but deaths keep going down, and I'm guessing the reason deaths keep going down is because they're no longer reporting deaths as COVID-19. Anybody that dies from very
Not really. They still are, but it's just that more people are not going to record the deaths. I mean, remember, some of these people could be dying in their home. Nobody goes to the house to check. Most of the deaths are going to be hospitalized, and also if you got the disease, you have a high chance of, like me or someone like you, Konoshi, have we're asymptomatic. Just because you have the disease doesn't mean that you are a thing. You're asymptomatic.
I was also reading a comment today, saying that they contracted the disease and they had coughing fits for a while and got over the disease, and they still have coughing fits. And then some people that has gotten the disease and has completely got over it. So I guess it just depends on that individual's health circumstances.
Well, that's why 80%. That's why 80% of the people who have passed away from this thing has been senior citizens, people over 60. If you go lower, most of the people who are young are basically those who have a comorbidity, which is, like I said, diabetes or heart disease or cancer or something like that. And then the chances are like .something% of a healthy person that got this. But also, in most cases, people saying, most of the scientists saying that most of the people who are healthy who got this, who was like super healthy, whatever, there were people who their immune system was not even, because when I was born, my immune system was super, super weak. And now I was allergic to anything I touch. I had to take, like I said again, I had to take over 5,200 shots in my lifetime. At the age of 10, I had to take over 5,200 shots just to get healthy. And I thank God that my mom, they came to this point that I'm not allergic to a lot of stuff, whatever. But I think having the allergy and my immunity build up, I got a strong immunity to majority of things. But now in this age of we hand sanitize everything, we wash it, we spray everything, whatever. Again, I get that if some people is, but I think we overdo it now.
Oh, definitely.
And the only way your system can learn. That's why I love to play that clip of George Carlin when he talked about why he never got sick or nothing, because he swam in the Hudson. He swam in the Hudson River, which was liquid S, and that's why he never had a disease or whatever as he said. So that's another thing too.
I wonder what this means for me since I'm a diabetic now. Apparently, someone on my job site had it, one of the higher ups. Now, pretty much the entire management is away from the job for 2 weeks because of that.
Well, you just get tested and see what's going on. That's the only thing I can tell you.
No, it didn't happen when I was there.
I got you. Like I said, you just test and see. You never know, man. Because again, I'm not saying that this virus doesn't exist. I'm not saying that it's not devastating to certain people. It is. That's why you're just explaining.
It exists, but the reaction to it has been worse than itself.
Yeah, and I'm talking about from the top down. It's just been bad. Okay, so it's just whatever. Before we didn't know what's going on, but now it is. But let's talk about something right here. So you guys remember, for those who not, you should remember what this clip that I played, because I pointed out again, as we just stated, as you just heard Tim said, it's funny. You want to get your job, you want to get your life back, whatever. No, you can't. But for social justice to go out there for something that's weird, you can go out there and vote and then and protest and get the disease. So remember, last year, I played this clip again, Bill Maher, what he said.
Oh, no.
Because this economy is going pretty well. I feel like the bottom has to fall out at some point. And by the way, I'm hoping for it, because I think one way you get rid of Trump is a crashing economy. Yeah. So please bring on the recession. Yeah. Sorry if that hurts people, but it's either root for a recession or you lose your democracy.
Okay, so that's Bill Maher saying bring on a recession. Again, I play that because we're in a recession right now. And again, it's funny to see people who have money say something like that just because they want to. And I don't like that. Again, rules for thee, not for me. That's why I hate.
Yeah.
But I also want to show you another person, AOC. She tweeted this out. And I know and Nancy Pelosi knows this, and she got Nancy Pelosi has the same scheme too. This virus should be something that we should come together, stop it, break it, but we can't do that now because everything's politicized. And this is what AOC said.
That governors maintain restrictions on businesses until after the November elections, because economic recovery will help Trump be reelected. A few business closures or job losses is a small price to pay to be free from his presidency. Keep us closed. 25,000.
So as you heard, Angela King Stratton is the one who's reading that out because she's running for the 5th district in Georgia. But here, you see what she tweeted, what Alexandria Cortez tweeted out. Instead of worrying about people, the disease or helping people, she's more worried about not re-electing Trump. Just as you heard, just as Bill Maher just stated. So it's like, what is crazy with you people? They don't care about us.
Are you kidding me with this? Oh,
they don't care. They don't care about us again. But people think that that's how that situation is. They don't care at all.
What's going on with in that precinct's mind?
I don't know, but I want to play this last thing because we did it longer than usual. So, and I'm not gonna. I had another clip to play, but I'm not gonna do it at that time.
This is like a bring you content.
So, but I'm gonna put it for next video, of course. So this one right here is, again, see, we're gonna finish up with the defund the police thing. So the defund the police is happening, as they said. I just showed you that Minneapolis abolished the police. Some places in New York took away $1 billion from the police. Like all these places, are taking away the power for the police again, and this is not helping nobody, right? And they're doing it because they think they help. There's people out there who are thinking they're helping black people. right? There's a reason why I move move from the city into the
Have
country.
they not seen or paid attention or learned from
No. The answer is no, because they are in their own bubble of college and stuff, and they're never seen in the real world. As I'm gonna play this quick clip right here. This is a white woman, a white young lady, up in the face of cops, which the race would tell you, and tell you how crazy this is. So let me play the clip.
Uniform, are you afraid of police?
I have a question for you. You're white and you're telling this to 2 black police officers.
Yeah.
Do you see the problem with that a little bit?
No, I don't, because you know what? Just because I'm white and I haven't experienced racism myself doesn't mean I can't fight for justice. They're a part of the system. They're a part of the problem. Just because they're black doesn't mean they're not a part of the problem. Gotcha. I'm allowed to say this to whoever. Because I'm white, racism is a white person's problem. Yep. Racism is my problem. I need to fix it. That's why I'm here talking to all of them. Black, white, brown, purple.
That's a whole lot of stupidity that young lady said, but she thinks that she's correct. And
what the man? That make no gosh dang sense.
What was she saying?
She's basically telling that that basically the black cops are traitors to their people.
Oh.
And it's only white people could save them.
Well, the way I see it, just because you're my color doesn't mean you're my people.
But I'm laughing because remember, she did said she don't care if you're black, white, purple, whatever. I am your savior. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not gonna do that. But I want to play another one. I want to play another. Yeah, I want to play one. Like I said, the last video, basically, which is this, where again we're gonna take. I've said this before. I'll say it again. White leftists are the most craziest people I've seen out there, and I don't want them around me, because those are the white supremacists that one of us stabbed.
Oh yeah,
and I don't want them. Those are white supremacists. So now let's go again. Let's do it.
Anyone has a white repellent? Yes, that came out racist to you, and don't take me seriously. But in this case, I think I really need something like that.
Anyway, let's play. I want to play the juxtapose again. I did it last time when I talked about the vote ID. Here's a juxtapose again between having cops or not having cops, from the black people's perspective and from the white leftist perspective. And I'll say this again. Pew Research came out and did a study. 1/3 of black people say they want to defund the police or abolish the police.
1/3.
That means what? So that means 2/3 of the people don't want that. That's not a majority. But again, I let these people speak for themselves. That's the best way to do it.
Abolishing the police has entered the realm of normative debate. Even the wife of New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio supports it. Really? How much better off would the black community be if we dismantled the police?
I think infinitely, honestly.
How much better off would the black community be if we separated the police from them?
How much better off would we all be?
I'd rather have something that doesn't work without them than what we currently have, which is something that doesn't work with them.
The police should go back to being, members of the community.
Abolish the police.
Absolutely. I think that they are disgusting.
Policing in this country is about keeping black people down.
They're monsters. I hate the police.
Police arose out of slave-catching patrols. The police are an occupying army.
I just hate the police and everything that they stand for.
How do people you think feel like in East Harlem about the NYPD?
I probably the same way I feel about them, but I probably worse.
How much rage is there on the streets against the police these days by the black community?
A ton now, but I think there always has been a lot for good reason.
Fair to say the police harm more than they help.
Yeah.
So I decided to go see the rage on the streets firsthand. So I'm here in Harlem on Malcolm X Boulevard to ask the people, is this true? What do you think of the people who say, oh, your community will be better off if there was no police?
I think they're full of crap. I think they're being somewhat ignorant.
How dangerous do you think it would make this neighborhood if that was the case?
Very dangerous, because it would be crazy. People would be just going crazy. You know what I mean? It'd be worse than what it is. Robbery, looting, raping, murder. You know?
I think there was a movie like that. I think it was called The Purge. What would you think would happen in this community if they looked to abolish the police?
It would be havoc.
Abolishing the NYPD, that'd be suicide.
But yes, they're needed. I push for them to be here.
There's too many criminals out here, man. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't feel safe.
No, we need control of the city. So I think the police are necessary.
We need them here. We need them.
But you need the police to police the land, man, and the people, you know?
I have family members of the police. I respect the police. I would not want to see a lawless society.
Because my son, he's 8 now. He wants to be a police. I want to push him to be a police.
Would you say the relationship between the community and NYPD are pretty good? Bad?
I would say it's pretty good. You know, all police officers are not bad. You know, you got some of them that really care about the people and really want to help the people.
And I think they're invested in the community. I support the police. I don't support police brutality, but I support the police.
That's the word from the OGs. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Okay, there you go. Again, two different sides of that coin. Love how they like, oh yeah, they're hunting black people, do all stuff. Again, they're keeping that boogeyman to do what you gotta do.
People, do these people only watch gangster films? Because I feel like that's where they're getting their information from. Oh, sweet.
Well, my point of the reason I play that because again, you see black people saying, which is true, which is, I am on that side as well too. They'll be having, and we saw that with Chaz. Black people got killed.
I was mentioning, I forgot this place before Chop happened, and afterwards they were like, bring the police back, bring the police back.
Oh yeah, Maryland. That was up in Maryland.
Thank you. That was Maryland.
Ferguson was another one too. Sweden. That's for my Sweden brethren who listening on Temporary FM. Thank you. Yeah.
Like,
so
there's history, and it's not even long
well,
history.
that one person was. Well, again, the people have been taught stupid. So that one person saying about, oh, well, the cops came from people who went back to herd black people. They were slave catchers. There were cops before that even happened. What are you talking about?
Have they ever heard of knights? Sorry.
Have they ever? Not even the knights. Have you heard of the bodyguards? They have people. You think those kings? How do you think the kings came to power? By not doing stuff? And I'm not talking about kings like knights in Africa. Again, all these countries had a version of people who had authority to give power so they could keep order or keep people in check. It's human nature. That's what it is. So, again, I just gave you that part so you could have it. And again, people will say, you know, I'll put it up for a quick second because Washington Post did something. It is irrelevant to this. It's irrelevant to this. So let me just put it up. You don't get a great picture of it because of the thing. But right here, Washington. So President Trump put out a post saying that the most violent cities in America are run by Democrats, and the Washington Post, who are not a fans, but they said Donald Trump is lying.
The reason why they say Donald Trump is lying because he used the word all. I'm like, okay.
Yes, and I'm going to show
sentence, that's incorrect, but the argument is not incorrect.
No, but you kind of, well, I guess as I have on the screen, I proven here there are 20 cities are run by basically first 20 states are run by mostly Democrats. So one is a red state and two are independent, basically in the middle. And if you go by cities, one is independent and the others are Democrat.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. So, okay, you know what? All right. Yes, he said, as Tripp just said, yes, he said all, but he just put a point. And for people who just listen to that, I want you to listen to this too as well, too, as we finish this up, which is this. Because I don't want you to think what thing. I'm not playing that for that reason. Because of this, as I want to let you list this right here. Oops, wrong one. Hi, my bad. This right here, I apologize.
Democrat Party, modern day plantation. You don't vote for me, you ain't black. Translation, don't you dare think about leaving the plantation. To be fair, the Republican Party's the modern Old West medicine sales guy. I have the magical cure in this bottle for you. Translate, vote for me and I'll give you small government, but line my pockets with your money.
So with that's why I always say, there's nothing more hate than a Republican and a Democrat. Both parties have done horrible stuff. That's why I'm a libertarian. I am not that thing. But I do call out the craziness of what's going on right now and seeing that these two parties are basically juxtaposing. But oh man, again, you've seen this, and I will say it again. I did a video on this already. I might have to redo a video in this new setup that I'm doing right now. If you just leave the president alone to hang himself by his talking, you will get rid of it. Will be easy. But they keep on lying and they keep on twist his words.
It's like, I'm like, okay, I kind of give Trump a grade. Or let me rephrase that. It's like they just gave Trump a grade by just one mistake. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean he failed the test. No, it was just one out of how many did he got right? Which you can practically say that he basically aced it.
Well, we saw with Jenny Durkin how what he said was correct and whatever. But my point of saying that is this: just like if you don't like the guy, it's cool. When November comes, you can vote him out. My point is this, though. Still, though, it's like this: why most people got a bad thing because the news media is wrong. Has been, and just leave him alone. He say dumb stuff by himself. Just do not engage it. But no, y'all just gotta go twist the truth and lie. Again, just like I said, the whole thing with the same thing I think about the whole looting. When the looting started, the shooting started, he was correct. But y'all, but they turn it in a certain ways. Like, why you guys do? Just leave it alone.
To ferociously prove him wrong, they proved him right.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yes, because I give you an example. The next example, when people's like when he talk about the whole disinfecting, there is a treatment to disinfect under the skin, but people think that is disinfectant because people think it's disinfectant because of the disinfectant, not solar disinfectant. That's what they're talking about, and that's what Trump said. Okay, did it sound crazy? Yes. Did it sound? He asked a question. But did it sound crazy? Yes. But no, then people say, oh, the president said you could put Lysol. I'm like, what?
That's not what he said.
He didn't say that. He didn't say bleach. He didn't say Lysol. And the couple who took the thing, the woman who basically, that's a lie. The woman basically poisoned her husband. That's what it is because she's right now convicted of poisoning her husband. Because they're like, oh, we listen to what the president say, and we drink this hydroxychloroquine. That's not what the president. One, that was not what the president said. Two, they took fish cleaner, and three, she did not pass away. He just took the soda, thinking it was a soda, and there are cases where she tried to kill him before.
Yeah. it was a fish tank cleaner.
I know, but he put it in a soda. So that's my point. If you let him hang with the other one, you'll be all right. But nope. Took it to the next level.
Take it further.
I was to the next level. So hey, it is what it is. Again, hopefully we could have more conversations, and these guys, you'll see the guys in the future make their own individual videos. They ain't gonna be only on Project Open Mic. But I will want to say again, thank you guys out there for joining us and having a good night with in a conversation. That's what Project Open Mic is. So again, you are seeing the crew. These are basically people who are going to start putting their own videos and stuff, or talk more about the topics that we have in the world and having a conversation. All right. So again, man, it's been a long night. I hope everybody having a good Friday's coming. 4th of July is coming. Hey guys, be safe. I know a lot of the 4th of July fireworks have been
banned.
Cut
Yeah,
because
especially
because of the COVID.
Especially you guys in New York City, be really safe, because apparently the cops are going to go on strike that day.
Well, the only way to sometimes hard love is hard love is some way to teach people certain things. But as again, you see the black people that were saying in New York, there was black people who were saying that they don't need that, they don't want that.
Yep.
But again, the few are taking power over the many, and that's not right. So, as I always said at the end of my show, look, evil comes in all shape, sizes, colors, creed, height, sexuality, orientation, country. Make no difference. Evil's evil. And always, people are stupid, individuals smart. So you be that smart individual and keep an eye on yourself to be safe, okay? So with that said, from the guys here, and of course from me for Project Open Mic, I wish you guys a happy 4th of July. Be safe. Enjoy your barbecue, your food, eating, getting your burgers, your corn and the cobs, your coleslaw, your hot dogs. You can still eat that, even though you're that dude. You still can. Just
in
moderation. Exactly. But other than that, though, like I said, I want to thank y'all for that.
Independence Day.
Yeah. So enjoy that. So again, peace out. This is Take for Project Open Mic, episode 3. I'm happy that again, for anybody out there, remember, share, subscribe, share, comment if you want to check us out, and at Project Open Mic on Twitter, Project Open Mic on Instagram, Facebook, and I think that's about it. So Temper FM, peace out. Facebook, peace out. YouTube, peace out. Y'all have a good night.